Your grandmother is 68 years old. She wakes up early, cooks breakfast, tends the garden, watches the grandkids, cleans the house, sits with the family at night, and she never complains, never collapses, never needs 3 days to recover. Now think about yourself. You are 30, maybe 32. You have one child, maybe two, and by 2 p.m. you are completely done. Not tired, done. How is that possible? How is a woman at 68 doing more than you, with more energy, more patience, more presence, while you are running on empty before the day is even halfway through? This is not about willpower. This is not about age. And it is definitely not about you being weak. The answer goes back much further than you think. Most people assume that getting older means getting weaker, less energy, less patience, less capacity. That is true for almost every species on Earth, but not for human women. Human women follow a completely different pattern. And for a long time, scientists had absolutely no idea why. Here is what they noticed. At around 50, human women stop reproducing completely. Their bodies shut that function down entirely. But then something strange happens. Instead of declining, many of these women become stronger, more capable, more essential to everyone around them. They live for another 30, 40, sometimes 50 more years. Active, present, vital. No other primate does this. Chimpanzees, our closest relatives, reproduce until they die. There is no pause, no transition, no second chapter. Only human women have menopause. And for decades, scientists couldn't explain why evolution would allow it, until they went to Tanzania. In the 1990s, a team of researchers spent years studying the Hadza people, one of the last remaining hunter-gatherer communities on Earth, a group living almost exactly as our ancestors did 300,000 years ago. And they noticed something that changed everything. When a Hadza grandmother was present and active in a family, the grandchildren were better fed. They grew faster. They were healthier. They survived at dramatically higher rates. Not slightly higher, dramatically higher. The grandmother wasn't just helping. She was the difference between survival and death. She knew where the food was. She knew which plants were safe. She knew how to read the seasons, the land, the weather. She had decades of knowledge stored in her body that no younger person could replicate. And she shared all of it, freely, constantly, without being asked. Scientists called this the grandmother hypothesis, the idea that menopause didn't evolve to end a woman's usefulness. It evolved to redirect it, to transform a mother into something even more powerful, a grandmother. Now think about what that means for you. Your brain, right now, today, is still wired to expect her, not just emotionally, biologically. Your nervous system was built inside a world where an experienced older woman was always nearby, always present, always available, to say with her presence alone, "I have seen this before. This is normal. You are doing fine." That presence calmed your stress hormones. It regulated your nervous system. It gave your brain the signal it needed most. You are not alone in this. When that presence disappears, your brain doesn't adapt quietly. It goes into a low, constant state of alarm, always scanning, always uncertain, never fully at rest. That exhaustion you feel by 2 p.m., that is not weakness. That is a brain searching for a signal it was built to receive and not finding it. And here is the part that nobody talks about. Modern life didn't just remove the grandmother. It made her invisible. It told older women to step back, to not interfere, to give space, to respect boundaries. It built separate houses, separate cities, separate lives. It put grandmothers in retirement homes and told everyone that independence was a virtue. But your nervous system doesn't speak the language of independence. It speaks the language of presence, of proximity, of the warm, experienced, unshakable calm of a woman who has already survived everything you are afraid of. No video call replaces that. No advice over the phone replaces that. No weekend visit once a month replaces that. Your brain needs her nearby, consistently, regularly, in the same physical space. And for most modern mothers, that is simply gone. Now think about your own life. Is your grandmother nearby? Or is she hours away? Do you see her weekly? Or a few times a year? When something goes wrong with your child, a fever, a tantrum, a moment where you genuinely don't know what to do, is there an older woman you can call who will just come over? Not to fix it, just to be there. For most modern mothers, the answer is no, and that absence costs you something every single day. It costs you certainty. It costs you calm. It costs you the biological signal that tells your nervous system you are supported. You are not alone. You can rest. The ancient grandmother at 60 wasn't stronger because she was special. She wasn't stronger because she had more discipline, or a better mindset, or some secret morning routine. She was stronger because she was surrounded by daughters who needed her, by grandchildren who ran to her, by a community that recognized her experience as the most valuable resource in the group. She had purpose. She had presence. She had belonging. And your brain, your ancient, exhausted, overwhelmed brain, was built inside that same world. It was never built for the world you are actually living in. Your grandmother is 68 years old, and now you know why she never burned out. Not because she is stronger than you, because she was never meant to do it alone either, and neither were you.